One of my Patreons asked me to talk about this article. Normally, I don't like punching right, but if I'm being paid, I'm going to be a mercenary and I'm going to fulfill this title. Pragmatism over principle. The failure of anti-woke influencers. I mean, I don't see where the failure is unless it's in your head. You know, like if you're a subjective person that likes to create its own reality, sure. But in the real world, if we're in the year of the Lord 2025, I would say that this gentleman, Mark Grubbs, which has successfully created not one but two boycotts, and where Asmongold is now being taken seriously by game developers because game journalism is dying, since no one is interested in it, it's got no readers, and now people are actually freaking out if Asmongold says something bad about them. If this is failure, then can I have some? Like, I don't want this level of success. You know, like, if this is what success is called, where you get, like, what, 10 likes and 3 comments, right? You can keep your success, like, you can be there on your kingdom with your crowd and enjoy life, and I will be here with the evil people, the unsuccessful ones. So anyway, you may be wondering, like, V, what are you doing? Why are you being like that? Well, it's because I read the article. Like, I got a little bit of a sneak peek, and I gotta say it's the most bizarre shit that I have seen. On X, Jon Del Arroz recently asked, oh my goodness, like, if you're going to name drop Jon Del Arroz, that now I have to present him to the chat. Now I have to introduce you guys to the rogue gallery of Twitter. Jon Del Arroz is a very pious individual. He is the most Christian person imaginable. Like, if I was still a Reddit atheist, I would try to coin him as the Christian. Like he is the gold standard for Christianity, right? Like, he's the avatar, and if you're not like him, then you're not living up to the standard. Now, you may be wondering, well, how Christian is he? Like, how Christian can he be? He wants to ban all pornography from the entire human race, right? Like on the entire planet Earth. If humans conquer Mars, he wants to ban pornography over there as well, right? Like, he supports all of the bills that are coming, doesn't care about internet anonymity, like, fuck that shit, like, we need to ban porn. And so it's like, okay, a very pious individual, right? Like, St. Peter is going to open the gates for him. And so where is the problem? Well, the problem is that he also collaborated on a not safe for work comic back in the day. And he also posted furry pornography of the homosexuality variation on his main. And so people are holding him up to that, to the point where every single time he tags me, every single time he adds me in a tweet, there's an entire posse posting Lucario naughtiness under him. And I'm telling him, it's like, John, I used to be a furry as well. I'm a recovering furry. I don't want to see it anymore, John. And every single time you're posting, and every single time you're tagging me, I get to see that on my screen. Like, what are you doing? You know, like, you don't go to a person that stopped drinking and showing him alcohol, John. You don't go to a person that stopped smoking and bringing him the cigarettes. What's wrong with you? Stop interacting with me. But anyway, right, everything he posts is rage bait. Like, literally everything is designed to get engagement. The only time this man didn't rage bait is when he told the world that he had an accident in his house and a pipe broke down and his comic books were inundated like it's the voting elections in America during Maricopa County, right? So, like, a water pipe broke, his comic books were gone, and I had to take that opportunity in order to laugh at him. And I said, look, John, don't be upset. They're in a better place now. They're not with you. They're with God. So, yeah, I can be an asshole, you know? It is what it is. I'm not a decent person. But to quote this man, right? Like, to quote this man as if he is the source in an article in the beginning, like, it makes me wonder, like, okay, what are you doing? Like, do you know who he is, right? And you're talking about gay marriage. And your source is a gentleman that posted homosexual furry pornography on May. I'm not saying that he's a bad individual, by the way. But, like, at least on this subject matter, you know? Like, at least quote him when you're talking against usury. Or when you're talking against RAF. Although maybe, I don't know, when it comes to rap, we're not going to get into that. It is what it is. So John had the predicament. How can anti-woke influencers suddenly voice support for gay marriage and transgender issues, and yet their audience just goes along with it? I mean, it's a good question, you know? How can millions of people be swayed by these individuals and not by you. Like, how does it work, right? Like, how is Asmongold puppeteering his legions? Like, he's got Roman legions over there, and meanwhile, you get like 10 people that are your posse just like posting the furry smut that you posted. It's like, what are your legions? So, I guess like the author is trying to answer this predicament, right? Like, he's trying to tell to Jon why Asmongold and Grooms and Smash JT, like, why are these individuals managing to sway so many? So in 2024, the so-called anti-woke, starting to sound like a feminist, but you know, to be fair, like the feminists were like the so-called woke group, you know, like trying to mock the idea, like there is no woke, so-called woke. Now we see it from the other side, the so-called anti-woke. The so-called anti-woke movement was never rooted in conviction. It was pragmatic. These voices opposed woke ideology only because it touched their wallets or their statuses. No, see, like, we're struggling here to make ourselves heard. Like, we're so desperate for you to hear us, but you just don't want to listen. All we want is very simple, okay? We want fat, massive fucking tits and violence in our video games. That's it. Now, I know, like, you can't wrap your brain around such a person. And you can't wrap around the fact that there's tens, if not hundreds of millions of us. But we have very difficult lives. You know, like, for instance, I know I don't live up to the standard of Jon Del Arroz, but, like, I used to go to the hospital. I would save people's lives. Like, this is what I did for a living. And when I came home, I wanted to fucking relax. I wanted to disconnect myself because I saw people dying. You know, it's not nice to tell a parent that his kid has leukemia. Not good look, you know, not a good look. But you gotta do it. Someone has to do it. So I come home and I want to play a game when I play with a lady with big fat fucking tits that's shooting people. Okay, this is what I want to do in my house. And then these chuckle fucks, these absolute pieces of garbage, come in and they say no. You don't get to play with the lady with big fat tits. Like, she needs to have broad shoulders, masculine jawline. She can't even be a woman. She's going to be he, him, or she, her, or they, them. And she's going to look like a man. And this upsets me. It's like, who are these people? These people require punishment. Economic punishment, right? I'm going to do everything I can in order to push back against these people. And apparently there are like minded individuals, like these three. And there were other individuals like yourself and Jon Del Arroz, who again were allies out of convenience. Like, I don't care who they are. Like, even if Anita Sarkeesian herself came and somehow contributed to the cause, I don't give a shit, right? Because it's not that I don't have principles, it's that my principles are tits and violence. You don't have to agree with them. You don't have to like it, because they're not mine. They're all of the Asmongold subscribers, all of the people that are subscribing to groups, like tens of millions of us, right? Now, you don't need us, so I'm sure you have your own legions. That's fine. You know, it is what it is. But, like, apparently now, there have been other people that are coming in and they're saying, no, the tits are not okay. The violence is fine. The tits are not okay. And so the same problem exists. Who are these people? Are they my mother? No. Are they my friends? No. Do I know them? No. Are they giving me money? No. What exactly do they do for me, though? Like, what? They bring me morality. That's nice. Block. Moving on. Gonna tune into Asmongold. But anyway, right. So this person now is basically suggesting that Asmongold is not anti-woke because he's not a Christian. Right? Because he doesn't have the convictions of Jesus. And now he's quoting scripture at Asmongold. I kid you not. Like, look at this, right? Scripture speaks. Like, he's telling this to Asmongold. Directly to this kind of superficial morality. Proverbs 26:11 paint the image vividly. As a dog returns to his own vomit. You hear that, Asmongold? Listen, like, this is wisdom. As a dog returns to his own vomit, so a fool repeats his folly. Without repentance and faith, the heart cannot be transformed. A man may give up a greater sin for a time, but he will cling to others and eventually return to all of them. Now, here's the question. At which point do we assume that Asmongold is a Christian? Or that I am a Christian, for that matter? Like, if you have people that think that your morality is not even human adjacent, and you start moralizing to them about scriptures and stuff, in my opinion, what you're doing is you're just playing to your own base. Like, this is not about convincing people. This is not about persuading people. This is not even about winning hearts and minds. This is pure rage bait. It's internet rage bait. My side versus your side. There can be no dialogue. Like, this is the same way that feminists that double down on their dogma and refuse to engage or discuss, eventually lose. Because an alliance is formed against them, a coalition, right? Like the anti-woke coalition that you dislike, which is not just cultural, it's also economic. Like, people just stop buying shit from you. People stop engaging with you, and people create a counterculture against you. And this is why the wokeness has failed. But you also have to wonder, like, how did the woke become a thing? Like, what created the woke movement? And the answer is, well, like, people like this, Like, back in the day, it wasn't about the tits, it was about the violence. Like, they went after video games because they were violent. And so a lot of people got fed up. And it wasn't just video games, it was like anything that had to do with heavy metal, anything that had to do with slasher films, anything that had to do with comic books that were violent, even cartoons that were violent, Dungeons and Dragons. Like, it was called the fun police. I lived those times, like maybe some people skipped them, I don't know. But there were times when, like, literally the previous generation, the boomer generation, was considered stuck up. Like, they can't have fun. They don't know how to have fun. And so their children did literally the opposite. Like, the moment they got away from their parents, they did the opposite. This is what's happening with the woke right now. Like, they're going through the same phase. Like, the people that are against the woke movement are against them because they're insufferable. They're everywhere. A lot of people ask me, like, what is a moral busybody? Like, how do I define a moral busybody? I view that every single human has to strive to be better. Like, you have to improve, right? Like, you should try to become better than you were yesterday. But a moral busybody doesn't try to improve himself. Like, he tries to constantly improve others. And it's one thing when you try to improve your family and your friends, but when you're on the internet, which is an international community, and you're trying to improve your morality over someone that's from a different religion than you, like, just because we're both Christians doesn't mean that I accept your Protestant heresy. Like, doesn't mean that I respect your sola scriptura bullshit when I'm the Orthodox Chad with my Ortho bros and we don't think this shit. Right? Like, we literally don't care if some American somewhere likes gay marriage. Like, that's his opinion. That's fine. Why should I spurg out over it? A Protestant can't handle that shit. It's like, what do you mean? Like, there's a person on planet Earth that doesn't believe what I do? Right? An Orthodox goes like, okay, is he starting an NGO? No. Is he starting a political movement? No. So it's just his opinion? Yes. He's an influencer? Yeah, but it's his... Okay, fine. Like, there's a lot more nuance and wiggle room here. But the thing with Asmongold, he was always in favor of gay marriage. And the same thing happens here. Like, in 2016, you can watch my videos and you can see that I say clearly, I don't give a fucking shit. Now, I made another video and I say, yeah, I think it's going to fall in SCOTUS. It is what it is, but it's not something that I care. What I care is very simple. Tits and violence. Since 2016, I said it. Like, the only thing that I care about is censorship. That's it. I want less censorship, not more. I'm comfortable with some censorship. I don't think, like, there shouldn't be any censorship whatsoever. Especially people who ask for censorship should be censored. But, like, there are, certain instances where censorship should exist, but at the same time, I don't like too much censorship, right? So, like, that's my trigger. If people like it, fine, they can watch. If people don't like it, fine, they can unsubscribe. This is what's happening with Asmongold, right? Like, people like what he has to say. He's got millions of subs. I don't think you win hearts and minds with this, right? Like, starting acting like you're a Bible preacher towards people that may not even be religious. Like, even some of the subscribers that you have, like 3 subscribers, you look here, right? Like, in the comments section, one of them actually says, like, no, these people were always centrist. Woke went so far left that they alienated anybody with common sense. Speaking about common sense, don't rely on religion to get your point across. Not that Christianity is wrong, but because belief was all these wokesters had before they lost their reasoning. Right? I didn't write this. This is wrote before I even made the video, like it's 20 hours ago. Like, assuming that anyone that's anti-woke is pro-Christian and, more importantly, pro-Protestant is ridiculous in my opinion. But it is what it is. Right? I just made a comment because someone required me to read this article, and I got paid $20. Look, if I got paid $20, I gotta do it. Gotta do it for $20. Sure, why not? See, I am principled, like a mercenary. You make a contract, I fulfill the order. Anyway, right? No, seriously, stop assuming that these people are Christians. They're not, and we're telling you we're not. Like anyone that watched our channel since 2016 are aware we're not. We're not against making an alliance with Christians for a common cause. That's why we're centrist, right? And at the same time, we also have nothing against allying with the left against other people that will overstep, right? So like, for instance, recently, the new ID requirement, like to dox yourself on the internet, like, no offense, that's beyond disgusting. Like to dox yourself to be on Reddit. Like, how about you go fuck yourself, right? And so if Anita Sarkeesian herself comes on and says, oh yeah, like doxing yourself is abhorrent, I'll be like, okay, Anita, get over here. You know, on this issue only. On this issue. Like everything else, you shut the fuck up. If you start with your feminisms, then we push it back to the left. For no other reason besides the fact that it's hilarious as fuck. Like, I'm sorry, but we're the circus, right? We're not the patricians. We're not part of the left-wing, right-wing debate. No, we're with the circus. And the circus always wins. You know, if you fuck with the circus, you become the clown. Unfortunately, you know, even the Roman Empire had two pillars, bread and circus. A lot of people keep needing to find out that fucking with the circus is not a good idea. The circus is leaving you alone, right? Like, the circus is not in your neighborhood. We're not messing with your mommy, with your daddy. Like, you can educate your children any way you want. Leave the circus alone. What is it with this obsession? Like, constantly going after petty shit like video games. Like, I get it. You know, in your family, you can lecture your kids, but, like, let other people alone. Let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.